Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodloo, 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 do. Subscribe if you're interested. No pressure, though. Uh, so, uh, the big news of the day is that the Queen died, passed away. I'm not sure what the proper term is. I think died, actually. I mean, I don't know if there is a proper term, but I think when I saw it on, like, the Instagram, Royal Family Instagram, and it said died. So I guess I'll use that. But I always found the royal family and the Queen fascinating. I think just the royal family in general, found them fascinating, starting with the death of Diana and then following all of that on the news and media and all of that. And, they sort of painted a portrait of the Queen. So I don't know. I guess my view of her wasn't. I don't even know what it was. It might have just been the royal family is interesting. Like nothing centered on the Queen at all. But I feel like when I saw, and again, the only information I have is what I see in movies, TV, what the media feeds me, all of that, and following their social media pages and things like that, right? So that's really the only thing, the only place, those places where I'm getting my information. So I'm just an American, right? I don't know what it's like to be a part of the Commonwealth or the UK or, living in London and having, a monarchy and all of that. I'm an outsider, pretty separated from it all these days. America is so different than when we broke away that I don't know, there's just a huge distance there, right? We got the special relationship, but there's a huge distance. But anyway, I think I just had a big tangent there. But when I started to focus attention on the Queen, it was through this movie, this biopic here. And I don't know, I feel like it just sort of changed the way I thought about her, or just caused me to admire her. And again, I'm just an outsider, but then I started watching The Crown. But this movie specifically, Helen Mirren's performance, but also just I guess watching Tony Blair in the movie sort of shift his attitude towards her is maybe what happened to me. I had a fascination in general, but then the way he falls in love with her in the movie is sort of what happened to me. Just the extreme strength and understanding of the word duty and how to carry that out through your whole life, whether it be long or short, and hers incredibly long, and trying to preserve the monarchy, whether for the good or bad, but trying to preserve it and modernize it. All of that was just fascinating to me. And then I'm starting to see that in the show The Crown. But yeah, royal family, I don't know, that I think it was with the death of Diana is when all of that sort of started becoming of interest to me. That show, or the movie, sorry, Elizabeth with Kate Blanchett, maybe that was the first moment. But I like that movie. I like Man for All Seasons, Young Victoria. I don't know, it's just kind of, I watch documentaries and things like that. History documentaries. I never watched that show The Tudors, though. I heard that was pretty good, but I didn't end up watching that. But yeah, I don't know. It's all just very interesting to me. But this movie specifically is what got me interested in the Queen. And yeah, I don't know. Again, it's carrying out your duty, knowing, and emotional control. I guess that also is very impressive. All the weight constantly on her shoulders and being able to sort of remain neutral and level at all times is very impressive. It's like no one has that anymore, right? We know everybody's leanings or opinions on things, and it's rare when you don't anymore. And that I also found in here pretty remarkable, at least to the public. You know, the movie, when we're seeing her with family, we see more of like a uh, what's going on in her head. But yeah, I don't know. I always thought this was a fascinating movie, and sort of just shaped my opinion of her, my admiration of her, all of that. So again, I'm just an American outsider. I could be totally off, but I don't know. Ever since this, I've liked her. I even have a little queen pin that I wear on my coat. Thought I'd wear it for this video. But, I'm not a part of the Commonwealth. Got some friends who are. Subjects of the Queen. Got some friends that are. But, were. And that's another thing. Like, I'm kind of curious where all of this is going to go. Like, I had this weird theory in my head that what if Charles is like, you know what, we're going to stop the monarchy and my mom is just going to be the forever queen, like the symbol of monarchy, and then we're just going to, kind of put it to rest or whatever, and she's the forever queen, right? A symbol for from here on out. And, he wouldn't take up the role of king, and nor would William or George or anybody. I was like, I wonder if that would happen. Just because she just seems so beloved and popular and all of that. And I think in the show The Crown, I know it's a show. But they said, I think it was from that show, the world is always kinder to our queens than our kings, and the media and the public and all of that. And we got 3 kings coming up, right? So it was just like, are they going to want to deal with that? Are they going to want to modernize and again just like shut it all down and then create a single symbol to unify around, and that being her image, continuing to be on money and things like that? And then like today the national anthem changed, right? I'm an ignorant American. I don't know anything, but God Save the Queen was just switched today to God Save the King. It was, I don't know. I think I like all of the history behind it. It's like over 1,000 years old. Obviously had good and bad things happen, but just the length of it. America's a really young country, so I find all of that stuff fascinating. And I'm like America, one of their colonies, I guess. Even I have history to it, the long line of the monarchs. But I don't know. I just find it all very interesting. Always wondered, will she make it to 100? Will she beat her mother in age? I don't know. Those are just things that were going through my head these past few years. And 96 though. That's the same age as my grandpa. Yeah. So it's pretty. I don't know. It's. It's an older age, but yet I still felt pretty stunned at the same time. I think ever since her husband passed, you could see maybe some weakness there, frailty there, but so I think there were ideas even swirling in my head that it could happen sooner than later. May not make it to 100 years old, but yeah, I feel like I stunned, sad, all of that, but also I don't know, this movie had an impact on me anyway, and I know it's just a movie, but it had an impact on me and sort of, made me like watching the Queen and seeing her in documentaries and things like that, and whenever she was, I guess, out and about, news footage, things like that. So yeah, I don't know. Rest in peace, I guess. I don't know. What are you supposed to say to a queen? Man. Anyway, that's all I had. Just kind of like ramblings and talking about this movie and the impact it had and sort of shaped my admiration for her and understanding what duty is and emotional control and all of that. It's I think it's a good movie. I feel like I really identify with Tony Blair in this movie, where he just sort of becomes head over heels for her. I feel like I get that. Anyway, thanks for watching me ramble, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.